Diana Rose Odampil, and I'm here to talk about scoring rubric. As an education student, I think we've all encountered the word rubric. So, how can we better understand the word rubric? Let's find out. Rubrics can help students and instructors evaluate quality of work, assess learning, and clarify scoring criteria. Using rubric, we can improve our performance and grade. Rubrics can make us be a better judge of the quality of our work. Now, let's talk about scoring rubric. I have an example here. This is an example of a recitation rubric. Just look at the table carefully. In the given example, rubrics is comprised in two components. The first one is the criteria, and the second one is the levels of performance. Criteria are listed in the left-hand column in the illustrated rubric. Number of hand gestures, appropriate facial features, voice inflection, and the ambience. Each rubric has at least two criteria and two levels of performance. For each criterion, the evaluator applying the rubric can determine to what degree the student has met the levels of performance. There are three levels of performance for each criterion. For example, voice inflection can contain monotone voiced use, can vary voice inflection with difficulty, or can easily vary voice inflection. The illustrated rubric also contains a mechanism for assigning a score to each project. Look at the second to the left column. A weight is assigned in each criterion. Students can receive 1, 2, or 3 points for number of sources. But appropriate ambience, more important in this teacher's mind, it is weighted 3 times as heavily. So, students can receive 3, 6, or 9 points for the level of appropriateness in this task. Another thing that include in the rubrics are the descriptors. Descriptors describe the qualities required to demonstrate achievement to each criterion. In the given example, lots of appropriate facial expressions, monotone voice used are descriptors. These can help the teacher more precisely and consistently distinguish between student works. So, why do we need to include levels of performance in the rubrics? Let's find out. First, for clearer expectations. It is very useful for the students and the teacher if the criteria are identified and communicated prior to completion of the task. Students better understand what good or bad performance in a task looks like if levels of performance are identified, particularly if the descriptors are included for each level. Second, for more consistent and objective assessment. Levels of performance permit the teacher to more consistently and objectively distinguish between good and bad performance, or between superior, mediocre, and poor performance when evaluating student work. And last, for better feedback. Identifying specific levels of student performance allows the teacher to provide more detailed feedback to students. The teachers and the students can more clearly recognize the areas that need improvement. Again, we need to include levels of performance in the rubrics for clearer expectations, for consistent and objective assessment, and for better feedback. We also apply rubrics in our life. We may not be aware of it, but probably we are using it and how we judge other people and even ourselves. We have different standards for everything. In every step we make in life, we seek for a good results, am I right? So how can we see that good results if we did not meet the standards or the criteria and levels of performance that God set for us? What am I trying to say is that in everything we do, we must do well, we must give our best, we must do our best for us to get a better feedback. And if things didn't work for us, I think we might just to improve our performance based on the criteria and levels of performance that God set for us. That's how rubric works. That's it. I wish you've learned from my blog, and thank you for watching and listening.